Blacksmithing is a very similar profession to woodworking and clothier, and mostly the same rules apply. The blacksmithing vocation is very useful for endgame players because there are some fantastic sets that always remain strong, namely Hunding's Rage and Law of Julianos. Max level in blacksmithing also lets you improve and acquire purple gear to legendary gear, which is extremely valuable to complete endgame sets. You can, however, still utilize this vocation as you level up, as the material cost for lower level crafted sets is quite minimal. Just keep in mind that until you reach the champion ranks, it may be more trouble than it's worth, as you'll quickly out-level it. To start with blacksmithing, you can interact with any blacksmithing station. To get certified, talk with Milaneth. She can be found near the Fighters Guild in any starting area, Vivek in Morrowind, and Alinor in Somerset. By completing the simple quest, you unlock blacksmithing writs, which are an important component for leveling up blacksmithing. To start creating armor, weapons, and furniture, go to the blacksmithing crafting station. 6 options will be presented. Refine. The refine option is used to create ingots out of raw ore collected. Raw ore is usually found close to rocky areas and mountains. Ore found depends on character level 50% chance and metalworking passive 50% chance. Refining ore also gives a small chance of acquiring materials used for traits and improvement. Keep in mind that as of Update 19 you will gain dust randomly from ore nodes, so looting them will help you acquire jewelry crafting materials as well. Creation. This is where you create armor and weapons. To switch between these two, simply click on the weapon or apparel icon located below the Creation tab icon. In order to create an item, you need to 1. Choose which item to create. 2. Choose ingot type and amount. Amount determines level. Press plus and minus icons to change the amount. 3. Choose the style, which determines how gear will look. Unlocking new styles is done by acquiring motifs, which usually drop anywhere randomly but can also be obtained in other ways. Style materials are generally acquired through deconstructing, refining, and via a vendor that usually stands near the blacksmithing station. And 4, the final option, is to choose a trait. Trait materials are obtained by deconstructing gear and refining ore. Deconstruct. Deconstruct means destroying an item in order to get materials from it and inspiration, crafting XP. It is the primary way of leveling blacksmithing since it gives more inspiration than creation. Keep in mind that you do not get much inspiration from deconstructing items that you craft yourself, but you do from items others have crafted. Improvement. Improvement means upgrading item quality. More materials used equals a higher chance of success. Items are destroyed upon failure, so ideally you'd want to use enough materials to reach 100%. Improvement materials can be found by deconstructing items and refining ore. Research. Traits are researched through this option. Items can be researched only if they have a magnifying glass icon next to it. Upon successful trait research, you are given an option to use that trait in creation, but only for that same piece of equipment you acquired the trait from. For example, if training trait has been researched for a helmet, you can use the training trait on any future helmet created. Diagrams. The diagrams option is used to create furnishings. Recipes for more furnishings drop randomly and can also be bought from guild traders and guild stores. Researching traits on every piece of equipment is very important for multiple reasons. When out in the world, you will stumble upon special crafting stations where you can craft sets that give specific set bonuses. These bonuses depend on the crafting station. Every set has trait requirements, meaning if you did not research enough traits for that piece of equipment, you won't be able to craft it in that set. So for example, if I want to craft Curious of the Seducer, I need to have any 3 traits researched for Curiouses. If I want to craft Sabatons of the Seducer, also I need 3 traits researched, but for Sabatons. Do not forget that special crafting stations, every vocation station will produce the same set bonuses. For example, if you use the jewelry station at the same location, Seducer rings and necklaces can be crafted as well. Another important aspect of having all traits researched is that you can utilize transmutation. Transmutation offers an option to change traits on equipment, but binding that item in the process to the user. Bound items are non-tradable, but can still be deconstructed or used on alternate characters via your bank. Transmutation can only be done in the Clockwork City DLC area, or at any player housing that possesses a transmutation station. Visit the Hall of Refined Techniques in the Brass Fortress to start transmuting. In order to transmute an item, you'll need access to any transmutation station, have the desired trait researched for the specific item, and have the required amount of transmutation crystals, 50. Transmute crystals are obtained via daily random dungeons, veteran dungeons, trials, undaunted pledges, PvP, and holiday events. They usually come in the form of transmutation geodes that need to be opened via inventory to receive transmute crystals. The amount each geode possesses is somewhat randomized, with higher quality possessing more. Keep in mind that you cannot store more than the cap 200 in your inventory, so don't open your geodes if you are already there. Upgrading blacksmithing skills is crucial to creating powerful equipment while also being efficient to reduce the level and grind. Upgrading these passives is done by investing skill points into them. Skill points are earned through various means such as leveling up, doing quest chains with skill points as a reward, non-repeatable dungeon quests, sky shards, and ranking up in PvP. Metalworking. Metalworking increases crafted items level by allowing use of higher quality ore. Upgrade as soon as it is available because it is important for leveling fast. Keen Eye Ore. The Keen Eye passive makes ore in nature more visible due to the glow effect. Useful for spotting ore easier from afar, but it is an optional upgrade and completely up to player's preference. Miner Hireling. Enables a hireling that farms ore and other blacksmithing materials and sends them via mail. It is an important passive because it helps you stockpile materials that can be sold or used for crafting and selling equipment via guild traders. Metal Extraction. This passive increases the chance of acquiring more materials when deconstructing and refining. Considering that deconstruction is integral for leveling up, Metal Extraction is recommended to level up as soon as it is available for easier material stockpiling. Temper Expertise. This passive improves your chances of upgrading item quality via improvement. Important for endgame when crafting high-level gear, but not relevant for leveling unless you do a lot of crafting. The best way to level blacksmithing is to deconstruct everything, and doing lots of dungeons is the best way of amassing lots of weapons and heavy armor. Next to that, daily blacksmithing writs are also a nice boost with the possibility of nice rewards as well upon completion. The fastest method requires a friend or alternate character. Here is the step-by-step guide. You get the point. Keep doing that every 5 blacksmith ranks, with the only difference being the different ingot used. If low on one ore or ingots, visit guild traders to buy more or go back to farming ore. Final tips. Blacksmithing in SO is a rewarding vocation that can take some time to level up, but can be boosted with the aid of a friend or alternate character. Having an option to create fantastic endgame gear is always good for profit and self-sustainability. Blacksmithing is highly recommended for any tank roles. Learn where the best places to farm ore are, because there are definitely better places than others. Rocky areas are probably the best, but some other areas are known for having a lot of ore as well, like Deshaun for example. Do not refine any more materials than is necessary to craft what you need until you have maxed out the metal extraction passive. This will give you the highest yield of tempering alloy, which is used to upgrade epic quality items to legendary. These are valuable items, and there is no reason to waste the opportunity to acquire them by processing materials you do not even need. As with any crafting vocation, inspiration gain can be boosted by 10% from SO+, 10% from the Orc race, and 20% from the Inspiration Boost champion skill. Stay tuned for more SO guides as we take on crafting, dungeons, PvP, and of course builds.